Hey, what's up, everybody? I've just been doing quick episodes, and today's gonna be another quick episode. I was just reading an article a few minutes ago, and it was about preppers. And if you don't know what a prepper is, that's just somebody who gets prepared for um, natural disaster or, well, usually people think of the apocalypse when you mention preppers. But anyway, I thought it was really interesting to read, just because there is a lot of negative connotation with preppers when... Oh, don't eat that. Oh. Yeah, I had to check my sounds real quick. But it's just... they've gotten a lot of negativity from, like, media and stuff. And, with Hurricane Sandy, I don't know if it was... I don't think it was a hurricane by the time it hit up there. But I don't know. I hadn't, like, looked at all the details and everything. But they're the people who have food and water and all that, because FEMA, of course, ran out of supplies, which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. They always run out of supplies. Oh, dang it! I need to go find. Oh, I think I have one downstairs, so let's go get that right now. But is there a hole up there? Oh, it must be because this is open. Oh, I fixed that off camera. I didn't go all the way up, but I did that. I might do that too while I'm talking. So I thought it was interesting. I just read up on prepping, like preppers a little bit, because I knew a little bit, but I didn't know to the extent of, you know, like how much they prepped and what all they collected. Like I knew that canned food was a big thing. For me, I would find a way to store rice. The thing with rice, if you don't store it in a completely airtight container that things can't get into, you'll get little bugs in it. It's kind of like flour. I remember going to my grandma's house, and my mom would look at my grandma's flour, and it always had like little bugs in it. And grandma would just cook them up. So that's a problem that you can have with rice also. So you'd have to find a really good container to store it in, so nothing could get into them, which isn't that big of a deal. I expanded that a little bit. I think that was in my last episode, but I hadn't gotten all the wool yet. I wanted to grow some more stuffs. I've been kind of collecting because the prepping, no, collecting some potatoes and carrots. So once I dig out that whole area, which I do plan on doing, I plan on doing a carrot and potato farm, one on one side and one on the other, and then that I think is going to be a pumpkin and melon farm. Just because I do have the wheat farm up there, I don't need to, you know, put one down here. But I thought it was a very interesting topic. Sorry. I'm one of those people that I believe that, well, everybody fails, every country fails eventually, but I believe that America's gonna fail, society's gonna fail, something's gonna fail, and we're not gonna be able, there's no living like we live now, at all. So we need to be ready, you know, for, oh, did I just eat a potato? Dang it. We need to be, you know, ready for for that kind of thing. And I myself, I've kind of prepped, like I hadn't collected things, which I didn't realize that, you know, that I was partially a prepper, but after reading this, I'm starting to realize that I kind of am, but haven't gone like full prepper yet. um, but oh, I got a rotten or whatever potato, poisonous potato, I think they're called. I hope they put that, like, put a use for that in the game. Otherwise, it's dumb. It's dumb anyhow. But, well, you know, if you think about it, you can get bad potatoes. Okay, anyway, that's my farming coming in hand there. Which is a good thing to know how to do, because if you know how to farm, then later on, if society does fail and you happen to have land, you've found some way to settle land, or if you're able to stay in the area that you are staying in at the moment, then, you know, you don't have to worry about paying for food. You just have to pay for the seeds. And if you know how to do it right, you only have to pay for one batch of seeds. Anyway, I've been mentally preparing for stuff like that. Like, I know how to survive. Um, says the person who's sitting on a computer. I hate these, I just eat them. It's so annoying. They actually give you one, when a regular potato only gives you half. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, what else did I say I wanted to do? I'll go ahead and do the iron stuff. And I've been working on bow skills, archery, for, I've been working on it diligently for 2-3 months, I think. So I've been working on that. I need to stock up on arrows, actually, now that I think about it. I actually need to replace the string on my bow too, because the string is probably about as old as I am. But it's that kind of thing. Like, I've been stocking up on matches for I don't know how long. Like, at one point I had 10 boxes of matches for no good reason. And nobody really understood. They're like, why do you have all these matches? I'm like, just wait. You'll see. Don't you worry. Although I will admit, I don't have any, I have 3 strike anywhere matches. Or waterproof matches, whatever. So I need to look that up. They're really expensive though, that's the problem. That's why I hadn't stocked up on those, just because of their expense. But, canned foods, like, I hadn't stocked up on those. Actually, it was funny, I was talking to my mom about it, and, she thought it actually sounded really smart to get prepared for, because for the past couple months, I've been asking her to get me this one book, because, you know, my birthday's coming up, so she always is like, what do you want? Or she'll listen to all throughout the year. And so I tried to give her something really simple to get me, and so I was like, there's this book. There's a survival book. There's multiple of them. But I was like, if you want to give me something, get me that book. Because I think it'll come in handy. And this, I'm not gonna say anything political, but the next 4 years are very important, in my opinion, from my observation as a teenager. But if things don't improve soon, things are gonna get really, really bad. I mean, they're probably gonna get really, really bad anyway, just because it's kind of late in the game to improve. I'm gonna have to get more blocks. Dang it! Oh well, it's easy to get them now because I know where the iron farm is. But honestly, I don't. At the current state we are now, I don't foresee things lasting much longer. Once again, that's my own personal opinion, and I really don't. I'm not an economist. I'm not in on the government or anything. None of my family is, so I don't know any secrets. But that's my opinion. That the way things are going, these next few years aren't going to be fun. And also, not only is prepping good for natural disaster, but you've got to think about food prices go up a lot. And food prices are actually predicted to go up the next year. Jars of peanut butter are supposed to go up like 10-20 cents or something like that. That's predicted. Now, that's not like a definite, hey, y'all need to go buy peanut butter right now because you're going to run out. But it is a complete possibility that, food prices have gone up a lot. Thinking about milk alone, I know when I was younger, milk used to be like, I want to say $1 something, kind of like gas. Because when I was little, it was $1.30, I think. I'm old. Which still was not at its best, but that's better than what it is today. How do I just do this? So yeah, things have increased a lot. I know it was like a month ago or so, me and my mom had gone on a trip, and we know we've done this trip enough that we know where the cheaper gas prices are. So we know when we get to a certain spot, we need to start looking at gas. And they were actually more expensive than us at the time. And so we were kind of agitated because we usually get just enough gas to get to that point, and then we'll get some on the way home, and then that way, and we'll get more than we need to get home. That way we don't need to buy gas once we get home. So it's cheaper. Oh, it was already gone. So yeah. But we got to that place, and it was like, nope, gas is more expensive. And then we drove down the road a little bit further, and a place that's usually way more expensive than everybody else was about 20 cents cheaper than everyone else. It was a funny little place, actually, because I was looking in the display cabinet, which isn't normal I want to go over this one, for a gas station around here, but it had a display cabinet up by the cash register. It had a bong in it, and I was like, what? Because I don't go to stores that usually have bongs in them, so I was just amazed. I've seen bongs before, duh. Dang it, really? Right on my hotbar? Really? Gee, thanks. Get off my hotbar. Oh, am I out of, okay, there's more. I was about to say, I didn't use all that. But, yeah. Gas prices hurt. They hurt to see. Oh, this place that we found, it was $2.99, and I was so excited to see $2.99, which is sad. But when you think about it, America does have some of the better gas prices. The owner of the service from the Netherlands, and he was telling me that they buy it by the liter or something like that. And I'm starting to use the scrolly wheel, kind of weird. Yeah. I mean, it's better for like when I'm in a tight situation. I'm not like, oh my god, what number is that? I just scroll to it. But anyway, I think it's just, I just think it's sad that I see $2.99 and oh yeah, I was talking about under the server. He says they buy it in liters, and he said after that it's like $12 a gallon or something like that. And then he told me how small the Netherlands was, and I just laughed at him because I think North Carolina, I don't know the exact mileage of it, but I think it's bigger than the Netherlands. I'm pretty darn sure it is. But yeah, it's, you know, we complain about a lot. And it's just kind of like we really don't have much to complain about when you compare it to the rest of the world. And I guess that's a thing that we don't do enough, is think about, well, we actually have it pretty good compared to the rest of the world. I need to work more on potatoes, don't I? Yeah, I need to work more on potatoes. Let's just use this stuff up while I'm talking. I'm going from preppers to gas prices. But that's something else preppers actually do, is stockpile gas. They stockpile a lot of stuff. It sounds really cool. Well, I say really cool because I've always had like this notion that, that's a weird word, that society would fail. Like, even as a little kid, I always thought about all the other democracies, and they've all failed. So by that, you know, that means eventually America's gonna fail, which I believe it will. I mean, why is it exempt from that rule? Really? People don't seem to think about that. I used to tell my dad that, and he was so adamant. Like, one time, oh, I wish I had never said this to him, but one time we were talking, and you know, I learned something in school, and he always asked, you know, what did I learn in school that day? So I finally learned something, and I actually like retained it for a long, like I still know it, and that was, God, I don't know how many years ago. But we were talking about slaves in America, like slaves today in America. Mostly, you know, you have sex slaves and all that stuff. And oh my gosh, I have never seen somebody get so angry over the truth. He's like, no, we don't have stuff like that in America. And I'm like, yeah, we do. Are you so blind? I was just talking about using the scrolly wheel, and I don't use it. Are you so blind that you can't see what's going on in this country? But anyway, you know, he always wanted to believe that this country was good and great, and it is. I mean, we get a lot of privileges here, but there's also a lot of bad things here. Ow. So yeah. But that's like any other place. There's a lot of, I mean, there's bad things everywhere. It's not limited to one place, and yeah, it's, I almost fell off again. So I stopped talking because I was like, oh no. But it's just part of this world. There's bad things everywhere, and it's sad, but and it's sad to say that it's part of life, because it shouldn't have to be. That shouldn't be the answer, but it is. How many potatoes did you get? I got a couple. Just for you. Should do some reads actually. So, more about preppers. They're really cool. But I guess because I can't really make sense of why the media has picked on them so much. I mean, it seems to make sense to me, to stockpile. Like, but then again, I'm the person who's always thought that America's gonna fail, or society's gonna fail. Maybe not necessarily America, it might be the whole world. I don't know. But life isn't gonna stay this way forever. It's been proven throughout history that life isn't gonna stay the same way forever. There's been multiple mass extinctions throughout time, and maybe all the prepping in the world can't, you know, save me from this mass extinction, but I sure as hell am gonna try. I mean, yeah, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to get ready for something that is inevitable. I mean, maybe it's not gonna be a mass extinction. Maybe there's the weather is gonna get worse. And I'm just I'm trying to think of every conspiracy that could like everything that could possibly go wrong. Like, man, did I really just not that torch all that sucks. There's geologists that, think that since, Earth is heating up, which it is, global warming is a fact. It's been happening, and it's not the thing that is contested is that it's all our fault. No, it's not all our fault. It's a completely natural process. Global warming happened before, and it's gonna happen again after, you know, we're dead and gone. Although we won't know about it because we're dead and gone. And Ice Age will happen again. That's just how the Earth works. That's how it's always worked, and that's how it's always gonna work until the end.